Nicole's in Disneyland, she's at 4, Rachel, like people. And then what you guys like doesn't always get put on here because we only put it up if people are over 500, but is personal volume, which honestly is equally, if not more important in terms of like looking at it from an income perspective, is really important. So Julianne, you're leading the pack this week, which is crazy. And who else? Rachel up there, Monique. It took me so long to get over 500. So you guys are just starting March off so strong. So way to go. So proud of you all. And then for those of you who haven't seen it, the March calendar, this is pinned to the top of our team page. But just as a reminder that this is there, if you want to look at it in more depth or if you have questions on it, just post it below. But hopefully most of you guys are starting a preseason for your challenge group today. So that's what the plan is there. And then this one is our big Shakeology group. And I think that almost all of you guys probably have been added to this. If you haven't, comment on the post in the team page. But basically, it's kind of blown up, which is awesome. So what we're doing is we're running it like a mini challenge group. So you can add people to it. You guys are all added as coaches, which means that you can send out invites. We're going to do a preseason this week because there's been so many people already who have purchased it, even though we're not technically starting it until the 13th. And so you can feel free to add people in there, and we'll just be doing posts on like clean eating. Monique and I have the script that we're just going to be posting from. And if you add people to it, if you could be responsible for engaging with them in the group so they feel what it feels like to be a part of a challenge group. So if you're not familiar with the Challenge Tracker app or how to use it, there's tutorials online. I'd recommend doing that. But you are kind of a coach in the group, but we're going to do, Julianne and I, we're going to use a script that we did this summer where we did Beachbody On Demand. So we'll have their workouts preset for them. They'll be able to sign up for a free account and then be giving them Shakeology recipes and talking it up every day. I had a couple people ask, so coach links. You can't do a direct enroll for the sampler pack from the mobile, like the Coach mobile app. So you have to do it through the Coach links. If you just search Coach Links Beachbody, it'll take right to there. You just put in your personal Coach ID and can send them the direct link to the shaker or the shaker cup, the sampler pack. Do you guys have questions on that at all?
I had one question.
Mm-hmm.
So I already have my post written up for this. I'm going to post it tonight because more people see it at night. But what is the latest people could order so it would ship in time? Because I'm assuming they would order by today or tomorrow. If I post tonight.
Yeah, I would probably say tomorrow or even the next day at the latest.
Okay.
I think that's late. I'm saying today because it takes, I always see 5 days shipping.
Yeah. So I'd tell people tomorrow at the very, very latest.
I mean, I have someone who's ordering Wednesday, and I just told her, like, you'll be a day. That's totally fine. You're welcome to join in, but you'll be a couple days behind, which is still okay, I think, to keep the momentum going and the group going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a big deal. I think the last time we did this, it actually ran for like 2 weeks because we had people ordering late or whatever. So if you maybe just tell them by Wednesday, that way they're not too far behind.
Mm-hmm. And because it's like it is starting and you have that hard order date, it kind of makes it easier and it's not super expensive. So I don't feel bad following up with people. Like I have 7 links out that I've sent people and I'm just going to follow up with like, hey, make sure you order it. Like I want to make sure you get it in. So it should be an easy follow-up to do. Any other questions on it?
Are you sure that there's absolutely no way to do it through the mobile coach site? Because I found a way to do it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just click skip challenge pack and you add the 7-day sampler and it gives them.
Oh.
Job.
Thanks, Jess. I couldn't find it, but I think most of mine were people that I already had. They weren't customers, but they had created free accounts before. So once they're in there, you can't re-add them, so if it's someone brand new, that's really good to know. Thank you for sharing that. Cool. So yeah, I think this should be great. And honestly, the potential I think that this event has for giving you guys a killer challenge group, if not at the end of March, then the beginning of April, should be pretty strong. So we really want to make sure that we just pour all the love into these people this next week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge with people because they get results. They're going to see all of us in there active. Like they're really going to get a full effect of a challenge group. Mm-hmm. And we know what happens in a week. People, even just the free groups, people that don't really even do Shakeology, they lose weight. So I think it's going to be good. We're super excited for it. We're super excited for you guys, like that you've had so much interest in it and so many people joining you and doing this. Like I have even discount coaches who are not, they've just shared their journey and they're not trying to build a business at all. I have someone who's has 3 people who bought a sampler pack through her.
That's awesome.
The group. Yeah. So it's really been cool for so many of us on the team.
Cool.
Right, so we're going to get into it. You know, I mentioned there's a book called Go for No, and that's basically what this presentation is kind of revolved around in this training. I love this quote, and it's part of the book, and it's yes is the destination and no is the way to get there. And if, you know, it all revolves around fear is what I think. It's like we're afraid of getting the no. We're afraid of hearing no. No one likes to hear no. I mean, since we're babies, toddlers don't even like to hear the word no. You know what I mean? It's like ingrained in us from the very beginning. We don't want to hear no. We want to hear what we want to hear. And it bums us out when we don't hear it. And especially when we're working really hard or we feel like we're putting a lot of effort into something, it's definitely a bummer. But we have to remember and keep in perspective that this business is a law of averages. And it's a lot. It really, truly depends on you getting a lot of no's to get to those yeses. So the road to yes is going to be digging through a jungle of no's to find that amazing pyramid in the Mayan country. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're going to get through the jungle, and it's all the no's and it's all the crap and the stuff that you don't want to dig through, but there's this amazing, these yeses. And you guys, everyone on this call has already experienced that, either with the conversations that you're having or the clients that you already have or the clients that you're signing up. I mean, you've experienced those yeses. So just getting into it, the type of no's that you'll get if you haven't gotten them already, or maybe you've already gotten some of these, is prejudging who needs it, not following up, not asking why, being afraid to talk to your dream list, and not addressing no's in your post directly. So you're already, if you're not doing any of these, if you are doing these or not doing these, and I'll go in a little deeper, you're already setting yourself up for a no. Like you're not even going for the no if you're not doing this. So by prejudging someone, you've already given yourself a no without even, you could possibly have a yes behind that no. You know, if you're looking at someone saying, oh, I don't think that, she's totally not going to do it. She doesn't do anything. She's not active at all. Like there's no way. And you just skip past her. I think Katie was a really good example of that recently, where she was a little late asking, like, you know, inviting and going for that no. And someone else had beat her to the punch and asked that lady, she went for the no, and the lady signed up with her. So Katie missed out on it because she didn't go for it. And whether one of these things were on her list, it was being afraid, not digging a little bit deeper and asking why, being afraid. If someone seems really, like, there are people, even for me, that I have a dream list of coaches, a dream list of challengers. And I'm afraid, like I'm very intimidated. Like that person's a bodybuilder. Why would they want to do Shakeology? Why would they want to do a challenge group? They know everything. But it's not true. Like I have personal trainers who want to drink Shakeology, who are coaches, you know what I mean? So you're setting yourself up for missing out on the yes if you don't go for the no. And like I said, fear of rejection is our number one reason. That's the number one reason, because we don't want to hear that. So we don't go for it. And again, you're going to miss out on the yeses if you don't go for the no. So for me, one of my biggest, and this quote is Jack Canfield, it says, you don't know you're going to get a no until you ask. And if you don't ask, you've given yourself the no already off the bat. And I say that all the time, like in life. And I even remind my husband of it. We went to a birthday party like last month, one of his coworkers, and the husband, it was his daughter's birthday, and some woman was walking her pony down the street. And he's like, oh my gosh, my daughter would go bananas if she could like just touch that pony. I was like, well, go ask him. He's like, yeah, maybe I should. I said, if you don't, it's an automatic no. She could say yes, but because you don't ask, your daughter's not going to get to pet that pony that you really want her to and make her birthday super special, because you've given yourself the no. It's everything in life. If you don't have the balls to ask, you're already setting yourself up for the no. So we begin to succeed when we learn to fail. Here's the baby that I was talking about. That's us, right? It's our little baby mentality. We all love the sound of yes. It's a positive. We love the feeling that we get when we get a yes. And when we hear no, it brings this negativity, right? We're like, it brings us down. It's like we set ourselves up for this. We were hoping for the yes, and then we don't get the yes. We get the no, and we're like, dang it. And we start going downhill, right? Kids don't stop when they hear a no. You know, when you tell a baby no, they might pitch a little fit and throw a tantrum and scream for a second, but they don't lay there and do nothing. They get right back up and they keep going for it. I mean, have you ever babysat or had a niece or nephew or your kids of your own, and you tell them, stop touching that plug. Don't touch the plug. Don't touch the plug. No, no, no. How many times did I keep my kids away from the plug or something I didn't want them to touch? And they got irritated, they got frustrated, they cried, they were sad, they threw a fit, they laid on the ground, they kicked their feet, but they got right back up. And the second I turned my back, they were going for it again. You know what I mean? It's like we have to have that same mentality and the same tenacity and the same drive, because somebody else will if we don't. And having that mentality of, it doesn't matter if someone tells us no, we're going to keep going for the yes, because the yes is there right around the corner. So how to build your gold mine? You have to sift through the dirt or the jungle of no's to find the ore, which is the gold, and the yes. The people who sift through the most crap, digging through basically the shit, is you're going to get those yeses, because in those no's, I'm telling you guys, it's all revolving to numbers and how many people you talk to and how many people you ask. We'll get so many more no's in this business than we will get yeses, but those yeses are so triumphant and life-changing and amazing and business-changing, that it's worth getting those no's. And it builds us up to become more resilient against the no's the more you do it. So I know a lot of you are newer coaches, or you have just barely dipped your toe in the water, and it stings and it hurts and it doesn't feel good. But if you push past that, because it stung and it hurt and it didn't feel good the first week that you started working out, it sucked, right? Like, I can say that it sucked for me, and I hated it, and it burned and it hurt and I cried and I wanted to give up. Truly, that was my experience. I'm not exaggerating at all. I hated my first week of working out. It was painful for me, and it is painful as a brand new coach, especially if you've never been involved in multi-level marketing or network marketing, or even just stepping out of your comfort zone and selling anything at all. It hurts to hear those no's, and it hurts even sometimes getting them from people closest to you, like family and friends and people that you thought you could count on. But pushing past that and pushing past the pain in our health and fitness journey has gotten us all amazing results. We have all, I'm sure every single one of you can say that you have. And the same thing will happen in your business if you continue to dig through the dirt and the crap and the jungle and wait. And I promise you, the gold is there. The gold is there. So there are 5 failure levels, and these are huge. And if you don't take anything away from this, screenshot this and remember it, because it's really important. You know, again, I keep telling you guys it's a numbers game. It's a law of averages, but this is very tangible. We all start with a failure, right? The ability to fail, we all start with a failure. There is an intense desire to avoid failure at all costs. We don't want to fail, and so we retract and we pull back and we don't want to do it. So 80% of those people will never get past that point. Most people, when it gets really hard and they're getting those no's and they get uncomfortable and they're like, why am I even doing this? They retract, they pull back, and they quit and they stop. 80% of people, they'll never push forward and they'll never get the gold. What does that mean? That means there's huge piles of gold sitting there that everyone's giving up on, right? That if you're willing to push past it, you're gonna strike it. The second level is willingness to fail. You accept failure as natural byproduct of success. So fewer than 20% of people will make it to this level, right? This is the second level where, you know, you're like, okay, I know I need to fail a little bit and I'll do it. And I know it'll be painful, but that's even a smaller percentage. It's only 20% of people who will actually push through and push past it and try it, right? The third level is wantingness to fail. That is a very small fraction of people who are like, you know what? I've developed a desire to fail and an inner faith with personal and financial growth will follow. Like, I know if I just push freaking through this, the fruit of my labor will be there. It will come and it's there. That's a very small percentage, and that's you guys on this call. Like, that's you because you're here and you're doing that. So you have to develop that desire to want to fail, to get those no's, knowing that there's going to be a fruit of labor, of financial growth, of personal growth, of mental growth, of all of that, all of those good things that come with failing. It's called failing forward. So you know that there's going to be good stuff to come after that. So that's the third level. The fourth level is failing bigger and faster. And that's like the top of the top. You're like, let's do this. I don't care how many people tell me no. I'm freaking going for it. And I'm going to ask everybody and their mom, and I'm going to add all the friends, and I'm going to tell all the people, because the more people that tell me no, I know the more people that will tell me yes. So you've come to a conclusion that if failing is good, then failing faster is better. And so you do it more and more and more. And that's when you get in this groove of like, you almost come in competition with yourself. Like, how many people can tell me no? There's a little worksheet that we'll post in the group after this call, but it's a go for no worksheet. And I've done this with my team before, and it worked. It was awesome because you kind of challenge yourself on how many people you can get to say no to you. It's almost like a reverse psychology on yourself, because it becomes so rad to hear, fine, you want to tell me no? Like, I'm going to ask 10 more people. How many will it take me to get to that yes? And you do it with big goals that are worth the effort. So you know what your big goal is. Your big goal is your why. That's either that you want a nice second income, or you're saving for a vacation, or you want to come home, or you don't, like me, don't want to go back to work again. You know, that's your driving force. That's big enough for me to fail fast and hard all the time, every day, for people to tell me no and over and over again, that will push me forward, that won't make me want to quit. Failing exponentially, that's like hardcore. Understand the massive success requires multiplication of effort, and enlisting others to fail with them, knowing that if you're going to fail, you're failing together as a group. And that's what Abby and I try to do with you guys. You know, it's great leaders help everyone in their organization understand the need to fail faster. And that's what we try to convey to you. We try to do it lovingly, and we try to explain it. But sometimes I think if you see it in this perspective, that you'll understand why we tell you guys, go for no. It's okay. Push through, push past. Don't listen to those. If they're telling you no, don't let it hurt your feelings. It's not a personal thing. You can never take it personally. And that's why we pushed ourselves hard to show you guys how many people we're talking to, and how many, the success that we get every month is a direct result of our efforts, right? And so when Abby and I have high numbers, or anyone on this team has high numbers, high Success Club numbers, high volume numbers, that means that they're failing at a high rate, that they've taken massive action, and they are like failing forward at a huge rate. You know, that they have talked to so many people, and they've gotten so many no's, that Success Club number is that much higher. So we do this for you guys, and we do it together with you guys, because we're proof that it doesn't hurt, that failing and getting those no's means that the yes and the promise of all the rewards are after that. And so that's why we encourage you guys to do it. We don't want you guys to hurt. We don't want you to have hurt feelings and feel bad when you get those no's. Take it as a positive thing. Take it as like, heck yeah, I did this. Now who's next? Who's going to tell me no next? Because it's going to be awesome afterwards. And this is what the empowerment of failure is I learn from my failures. Each failure takes me a step closer to my success. If you keep these in your mind, and post these up, print this out and post it up so that you look at it. So if you're feeling crappy about all the no's you're getting, each failure or no, it takes you a step closer to your success. And start seeing failure as an undeniable sign of progress, that you're moving forward towards your goal, that you're pushing your business forward. You're in a forward motion. You're not stalling out just because you're getting no's. You've replaced fear of rejection with a burning desire to make another to send another message, to make another call, to do another post, to do another call to action. Like, all these no's, let that be your fuel to fire you forward and do something else. take another action where you're going to dig deeper and get pull those yeses out of all that dirt. You're going to start understanding that yes is the destination, but no is the way to get there, right? Just like we said in the beginning, that's the road. Like, yeah, you want the yes, that's the end destination, but you have to dig through all the no's. And if you just keep reminding yourself of that, it starts taking the power out of the sting. And never make decisions for others in terms of what someone else will do or spend. All we are here to do, we cannot control what someone's going to say. We can't control if they're going to say yes or no, or not right now, or maybe later. All we can control is giving them the opportunity to join us, whether that's as a coach in the business or a challenger in a challenge group. That's it. That's all we can do is put the information out there. Whether they say yes or no, it's not our job to convince them. It's our job to give them the information, to let them know how amazing it is, what tools they'll be provided. It's their opportunity to say yes or no. And then we keep going. And we do that every single time. And when it becomes just a thing that you're presenting and you're not like emotionally, you can be emotionally invested in it after they sign up with you. That's when it's okay to become emotionally attached to, it's okay to want to help people. But when you start becoming emotionally attached to the fact that they're saying yes or no, that's what's going to hold you back. It's okay. Let that emotion happen after they sign up with you, because then you can help them. They're on like the same level as you. They want to do it. They've said yes, they've paid, they've committed, and they're ready to go. That's when you pour your emotion into it. In the beginning, when you're sending out your messages and your invites and all that stuff, if they say no, brush your shoulder off, girl. Like, all right, I'll see you, catch you on the rebound, because watch me. I'm going to be smoking. My team's going to be amazing, and my group is going to be on fire. So bye, peace, right? Like that's the attitude I have. Like you cannot, and like I said, as new coaches, I know it stings and I know it hurts, but the faster that you just don't let it become an emotional attachment to you, the invite, it's part of your job. Do you know when you get a nasty email from a customer, no matter what job you've ever worked at, or something in your work, it sucks for a day, it stings for a second, but you get over it. You're not going to let it ruin your whole day and like die in my job, right? No, you push past it, you push through it, you devise some sort of response email, get through it, and you move on to the next email, and that's exactly what you do. This is part of your job. And that part of your job is to not get emotionally attached to the yes or the no. Get emotionally attached after they sign up. They're one of your clients, your customers, or one of your coaches on your team. That's when you pour yourself into them. So, does anyone have questions? Was that helpful, encouraging, or did I just make you feel worse?
I actually had something I totally forgot to put in the slide because Canva was deleting things. So can I share my screen real quick? Okay. So you need to stop sharing yours. Okay, cool. I love this graphic, and I'll upload it into our page, but hopefully you guys can see it. Can you guys see the sales statistics slide? This blows my mind. And I work for those of you who don't know me, I work in higher education, but basically sales. I do admissions. So every day I'm trying to convince people that they want to spend $40,000 on a college degree. But I love the school. It's the best. I can convince anyone. But this is something we talk about a lot. And I think these blow my mind when you think about no's or just the fear of following up. If you look at this bottom one, 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. 2% are made on the first. And I think that's just such a, like, if you look back, and I was a history major, so I nerd out about this stuff, but like Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, Walt Disney, like these amazing famous people had so many failures, and they just threw the light bulb in the pile and went to make another one. And I think that's kind of like exactly what Monique was saying, like you can't let it derail you and just give yourself a pity party. And I bet you, especially those coaches who've been around a while, if you guys want to chime in on this, how many people who've said no to you initially have joined a challenge group eventually? Like there's multiple people, or people just creep and watch you and never say anything, and then reach out. So keep these are hard and fast statistics, and we're not in this business just to sell. That's not our focus. But the reality is you guys are here because you're business builders, and that's a part of it. And so you have to keep this in mind that people get busy. I forget to text people back every day, like my best friends that I care about. So I'm like, other people, I'm not high on their message list. So it helps to have a little nudge here and there. So that's all. I could stop sharing that.
Okay. Any questions? Any feedback? Does that help?
guys running into lots of no's that you need help processing with, like how to converse? Maybe no.
I'm getting a lot of no's, and I think the Shakeology group that we're doing is a huge, huge help. I know, because I'm really trying to tap into like the horse girls and stuff that I've connected with, and it's the start of show season and everybody's like planning stuff out, so they're all paying entry fees and everyone's like, that sounds great, but like I literally like don't have the cash.
Yeah.
So I've really been trying hard to work at like making my conversations. I've been like asking them a lot of questions at the beginning to kind of like gather information, like what's important to them, so I can show the value to their pain points basically. And that's been working really well until they're literally like, I literally like don't have the cash. So I think the Shakeology group is good. I have like 3 or 4 more from this morning that are interested, that want to jump in, because I think they want to see kind of how it works, but they don't want to invest that much money right up front. So I think that'll be good for them. But I'm just getting a lot of like, I literally don't have the money.
Well, and those people, like I have good friends that I know that's the case. Like I'm not trying to, like I know that's the case of, and I know when I signed up, like we were broke too. So I think it's something like you have to acknowledge it is an investment. And sometimes those people, like as you keep a relationship open with them and they feel like it's not just about getting a sale, they're going to come back around when they do. But in the meantime, what you do in all your posts is you address, how do you budget Shakeology into your life? Like what are the, like you hit all of those objections just in your public posts. And that just keeps it on people's radar of like I did a whole video a while ago that actually got me like 2 challenge pack sales of, I was behind someone in the drive-through ordering an $8 coffee. I was like, okay, people, let's just be real. Like, I know there's people who don't have the cash, but it's also a matter of what you're saying yes to in your life. So what's a priority? You don't have to like always call people out. I don't always do that. But I think just as you address those, which you do a really good job of that in your posts. So like you should just keep it up. Like,
yeah, you know what I would suggest too for Meg real quick, and that's, I think I asked you last week, like if you were doing any shows yourself or if you do anything like that. I think if you had someone that you could do some sort of like before show transformation, you know what I mean? Like if you do a group like yourself, and if you get like 2 other girls to do like, you know, I'm getting them show ready, prep ready, and you had this transformation that way, that would speak to your market, because I know that's what you're trying to do. And so the things that we necessarily wouldn't do, you need something that matches that.
yeah.
And I don't have anything coming up, but I am writing in a pretty big clinic at the end of the month. And so I kind of want to form some posts like kind of around that and like gearing up and getting ready for that.
Right.
So
Yeah. And like, I think Julianne, you do a really good job of talking to your niche of like busy women, like your quick meals, like all those ones, like you guys are doing it. Like you just keep it up. It's really
and
good.
I also, those people that tell me no, so all of the people that tell me no, and I use Teamsy, whatever tracking system you're using, I literally in Teamsy, I have a tag, and if you're pen and paper or whatever you are, I keep a tag of them that says not, they're called not right nows. So it says not right now, and I tag them with not right now. So next month, I go back to that list, and then I'll click and I'll say, hey, I know last month wasn't a good time for you. We're really tight on budget. How's this month looking for you? Do you think you're ready to join my group now? And if they still say no, I document all that and they stay in the not right now. I don't remove that tag. So if you're journal or however you're tracking, if you keep a not right now folder and write their name in there and the date that they said not right now, and keep writing that date every time they say not right now, not right now, not right now, because every time, like I have so many people that I kept following up with month over month over month, and I would send them the same message. So it's been a couple months now and it wasn't the time then, how about now? And people eventually sign up. So if you keep those people separate and just track that, you're still going for no with those same people. You're not harassing them because they told you it wasn't a good time, and you can follow up with them. Right? That's it for me.
And I'll like ask in the end of I think you probably do this too, Monique, in the end of the message, like when they say like, I'm so interested, like I literally, we just bought a house or we just moved or whatever. be like, great, I know it's not assigned time. I usually do these groups about once a month. Could I let you know when my next one's going to be? And 90% of the time, they're like, yeah, sure, that'd be great. And then that just opens up the door right there, so they don't feel like you're harassing them at all.
I was just going to say the same thing, Abby. I do that too. I like ask them, would you like me to? And they always say yes. And then they don't feel like I'm hounding them because they asked me.
Said yes.
I asked me to follow up with them.
Exactly.
And I'll even say, hey, so you mentioned you were interested in, like, you know.
Yeah, it's perfect. Good call.
Okay, we have less than a minute, so if you guys don't have anything else, I will end it before we're like mid-sentence.
Thanks for taking your Monday.
Okay,
I'll upload these slides for you guys too, so you can have them.
all right, have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye.